Yeah, you do.
I'm a very needy person.
All right. It's another Thursday night. Thank you for listening to us or watching us, depending on what platform you're on. We're the Alt-Right on your Thursday night. This is HBL Radio Nation. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell.
And here we go with another Thursday night. And, Di, the count is up again. We are up to 55 mass shooting events.
Turn it off.
55 mass shooting events in the U.S. for this year so far. That's, that number's up from what it was last time we reported on it, and we're going to use the same source every single time from this point forward, so it's going to be pretty consistent. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second here.
I thought it was 39 last week. 39 to 55. Oh my god.
I thought it was higher than that. Why do I not see it?
That's 16 in 7 days.
They've been doing several of them.
I mean,
Here it is.
I know we had to reset, and now we're kind of...
Gunviolencearchive.org.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's going to be the source that we're going to use from now on.
Okay.
And it's going to be a consistent database for us to go back to.
Sure.
I used Google last time and the time before that, so I wanted to get a single source, and the Google source was kind of all over the place. It was kind of like changing what they were reporting on and when, so I wanted it to be consistent. So
and also they're going to
update
update it every day because it's .org, whereas when you
That's
Google, you don't know what date you're looking at,
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I totally understand that. No, and
it could have been from last week, that number or what
this
have you.
whole Tyree video that came out,
crushing.
and also on the same day the Paul Pelosi video came out, which was like, are we just like in beating porn? Like, I don't know, and it's all over the news, and they keep
I feel that, like, I watched a snuff film after watching that, and I feel like the Pelosi attack was like, do we need this violence? Do we really need to see this? We've had it described to us. The only reason really to see it is to kind of shut people up about who are like making cracking jokes about it.
The conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Yeah, shut the conspiracy theories down.
And it didn't shut them up. They just got even more horrible.
They got worse.
They got even more horrible. And it's a terrible way to start off February, which is, of course, Black History Month. And
I wanted to put one
yeah.
more thing in there.
Yeah.
And also,
we're still screwed
felt
up.
very... I don't know. I felt very... I don't know what the word is. I felt very, how about bad for the black community?
Yeah.
That, in other words, because I don't know what else to say right now, that there was a freaking countdown to the Tyree release video. I thought that was very not cool.
Right. Whatever just shut off. Thank you for shutting off.
No, that was the heat.
Yeah, that was the heat that went off, yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was so not cool, and everybody was like, brace yourself, this is really bad, and da-da-da-da, and they pumped it up, you know what I mean? They
Big time.
pumped it up, publicity,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Tony's getting a...
Publicity-wise, I just heard
how we
myself
sound.
doubling,
But you sounded like
whoa, I freaked myself, yeah. So
apparently we're sounding drunk to people right now because we're sounding like this to them, which is really fun for you. So hey, you guys enjoy, but you get what we're saying, even though we're saying it.
We are drinking.
We are drinking. You guys are crazy. Hopefully that has some kind of fun.
No, but I was very impressed with Al Sharpton at the funeral, and I don't know if you saw it, but there was...
It's Al Sharpton.
And he was
Reverend
like...
Al Sharpton is always going to know how to
he's
eulogize
going
someone.
to bring
that's
it.
his audience.
He's going to bring it. And...
Yeah,
so I am going to just try to I don't know, paraphrase what he said. And that is, you know, the black people who fought for your rights to be in politics and be in the police department by itself, because the police department itself was built on white supremacy. We all know that. So, unless you haven't read a fucking book. Here you are being a police officer, and you go and treat somebody like that who is in your own community, and we built you up, we put you there fighting for your rights, and this is how you act, this is how you treat your own fucking people.
Right.
He was like, he didn't say fucking, but he was way more eloquent than I just was. And I was like, ooh, whoa, can that strike a chord with the rest of the black community who are in the policing department? I give kudos to the chief, who was a woman, by the way.
Yes.
Who fired these guys right away, who put them in jail right away, who disclosed all the information right away, when in all these other white departments, we have to go through litigation and this and
she stepped in and took action immediately.
Qualified immunity?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, you know my theory on the police and what's happened there. We've been at various wars for so long that when vets come back, when people come back from a war zone or they come back from doing military service, they want to get a job where they have authority and where they can walk around with a gun. So the police hire them because it makes sense. But it's the exact opposite of what the job should be. The job should be to protect and serve, not to command and control. And when you're in the military, you have to command and control. That's your job.
And we're funding...
But it's supposed to be protect and serve, guys, not command and control here on our home land.
And everybody's like, oh, they defunded the police.
They should demilitarize the police.
That's exactly.
I have no problem funding the police. We need to demilitarize
But guess
them.
what? We have to demilitarize the fucking public first.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we have to make fucking AR-15s not fucking okay anymore.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, because if you demilitarize the police, then they can't fight against the guy who did the Vegas shooting and shot 50 fucking people one night.
That's not exactly what I mean. We've always had SWAT available, but we don't need the full-on militarization and the military personnel. What I'm specifically saying is that we shouldn't bring the military personnel into the police departments.
But where are they going to work?
I don't care.
Right.
You can get a living wage
you
can get a living wage working over at Costco.
They want to work there because when
I want to be
in
a
the
male
military,
model, but
you
look
are
at me.
trained to kill.
Yes, because they want to carry a gun.
You are doing, and
they can get security guard jobs.
I don't mean I love our military. I am pro-military, but also you guys are kind of brainwashed, trained to kill.
Yeah, that's my point. It's command and control. Yeah,
and if you think about 9/11, that was all anti-Islamophobic, right?
Which is still going on as of today.
Still going on.
Omar was just kicked off of her committees today. I understand.
We have the Civil War still going on. Black people are bad. Islamic people are bad.
Anyone of color is bad.
We have the Asian flu. China.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
So, you know what I mean? Like, no, everything is built on this same ideology that all these brown people and gay people and trans people and women, oh boy, women are
so basically
scary.
You're saying anyone other than white males.
Men.
Yes. There you go.
That's it.
Adult
There's that.
female?
I don't know if you ever saw that thing. It's called The Family. I watched like one episode and I could not take it. It was like
about a white supremacist thing.
No, it was like
church.
This Christian religious white supremacist thing, and they want to retake the country.
Oh, yeah.
And I literally think that that's what's going on.
I lived with people like that for a brief while.
Like all through the right, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
You look at Amy COVID Barrett. I call her Amy COVID Barrett because she got everybody COVID and her whatever thing, and
my Amy Comey Barrett impersonation. Just my notes.
Yeah, nothing there. All of a sudden, my mic.
She did that, and they all thought that was a really, a great thing.
My mic cut out. Just saying.
Yeah, your mic did just cut out. Yes.
All of a sudden, my
We're having
mic
a
cut
lot
out.
of wonderful technical difficulties this evening. Technical difficulties are brought to you by our sponsors and the good people over on
and
the
how about
GOP.
our producer and our engineer, Anthony Russell. And now I have to get in on the microphone like this. I can't just hang back anymore.
There you go. You can't just hang.
Yeah. So anyway, my whole thing. Amy COVID Barrett rushed through to the Supreme Court 2 weeks before a fucking election when Mitch McConnell and everybody put their middle fingers in the air when they held back Merrick Garland from fucking goddamn Obama.
It still hurts because it's going to affect us for a long time.
And this bitch who is seriously a handmaiden's tale fucking psycho bitch.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've been looking at the bigger pictures, as I was telling you before we started. And I go, I think to myself.
Yes. Self. This is my mind talking. Where's the drop? He's not on the drop. He's working on the sound. Okay, that's fine. Work on the sound. Work on the sound.
No, but I have this.
I just got very loud. Hello.
Yes, you did.
Wow. I am right up in you. Hello.
Oh, Jesus. Just don't say that.
I'm right up in your
ear.
Boy,
yeah.
Now it's the
okay,
opposite.
that's kind of normal.
Gone.
Okay.
Now it's gone. No, now it's totally gone. Now it's maybe too low. I don't know.
I've been thinking about the bigger pictures.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Bigger, broad strokes.
Yes.
You know, we had the Mueller investigation, and we thought that that would kind of,
we thought it would go somewhere. Yeah.
We thought it would be it. But Mueller's a goddamn Republican. We can't forget that. But in his report, he found 140 contacts with Russia, 10 counts of obstruction of justice, that there was no deep state.
Right.
But now I want to say the deep state
The QAnon
is what
stuff.
Putin installed in our fucking FBI agency, because we just found out this motherfucker in New York
Yeah.
has been being paid by Russians, and we don't know for fucking how long, and when did he think that that was wrong thing to do?
10 months.
And
10 months. Thank you, Tom.
10 months. Where'd you come up with that?
$25,000 a month for 10 months is $250,000.
Well, yeah, but that's just the last 10 months until he got caught. I'm talking
Yeah.
before this, where he had bags of cash, and oh, by the way, you know, he had a wife in D.C. and a fucking mistress in New York, and the
God love
mistress in New York
What a good Christian.
saw bags of cash from
Good Catholic boy,
the
is he? Good Catholic boy.
Albanians, like... Are Albanians pro democracy, or like I don't even know anymore. You want to talk about a deep state? This is it. And everything that the fucking Republicans say is a goddamn projection and goddamn fucking gaslighting, and I'm sick and tired of it.
Yes.
Really sick and tired of it. And where the fuck is the fucking DOJ?
Worried about Hunter Biden's laptop.
Negative. They don't give two
Hunter
shits.
Biden's
They know that that's a
laptop.
Russian fucking bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Well, you
All
know,
you gotta
it's
say
one of those things
is
that what you're
Hunter
talking about is
Biden's laptop.
people are looking in the wrong direction. They're looking at the wrong things. They're not looking for or looking at what they should be paying attention to.
It's the new next scandal of the day.
And there's something similar that happened in Australia just recently this week. There's a mining corporation that was doing some interesting stuff in Australia. And one of the bits of tools that they use is a radioactive capsule, and it's pretty close to, like, uranium type stuff, and it's used for tracing things. Well, they were taking this capsule in for service, so they throw it on the back of a goddamn truck, and
I don't know
it
what
falls
the fuck
off
you're
the truck.
talking about, and please
They
emphasize
lost a radio-
the story with allegedly they're doing this and what?
No, it's not allegedly.
Well,
This is,
I don't know
this
what
is in the news.
fuck you are capsule.
There's
what
a
the
mining
fuck?
company that
You're
lost.
going like this, a capsule. I'm talking about a pill.
Yeah, close to a pill. Yeah,
Okay.
a little bigger than a pill. And they just put the case that it comes in. They put it on the back of a pickup truck, and they lost it on the side of the road somewhere. And they were driving for hours, so they had to go back and try to find this thing. It took them almost a week to find it. So for almost a week, this highly potentially dangerous radioactive capsule was just sitting on the side of the road somewhere in Australia. That's the story. That's the fun little bit that I was doing there.
Bro.
And that actually happened this week.
Right.
They finally found it after a week.
I don't hear anything about that. What's going on with the UK strikes in fucking London?
With the
What
nurses?
What the fuck is going on there? I see pictures on Twitter,
Let me pull it up.
and everybody is there's a huge strike going on in England.
I know there was a big nursing strike that was going on for a while in the UK.
And I think it got bigger than that. It was something bigger than that.
And
I
they
don't
were-
fucking know, dude. Like,
I'm looking right now.
I don't pay attention to overseas because we got enough fucking problems right here.
We do, but sometimes it's good to see their view of us and what our problems are, and
Well,
that can sometimes be a
I
sobering
pay attention to
aspect
Ukraine.
it, yeah.
I pay attention to what's going on with
So
Russia.
do they, for sure. Not saying anything
UK
about the strike.
is having more issues.
I'll look it up.
You know, because of
having issues all over
Brexit
the place.
or something. I don't even know.
If you're not in the air in 30 seconds,
It
he
doesn't
dies.
really.
You come back in, he dies.
I don't know. It affected the stock market today, and that's all I fucking know.
Yeah. Well, one good thing about overseas that I'm looking forward to, which I mentioned before the show, is rugby. The Six Nations starts this weekend. It's going to be Ireland versus Wales, first thing on Saturday. That's going to be very exciting for me. I know Diane is snoring over there at that one, but
I know a lot of rich, white, fucked up people.
and that leads us perfectly, Tony, perfectly into
Hey, where
the
the
fact
white women at?
That doesn't.
Negative.
Shell, the oil company, sells you gasoline here in the U.S.
Yep.
Made a profit. It was a historic
billion.
profit, the biggest profit they've made in 118 years.
What was it, 42 billion?
I didn't see the exact number on it. I got the
saw
number of
on-
years, and I just thought
I saw
everybody
it was 42
complained about it.
billion.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
But we all know that
420.
gas prices went up. We were complaining about the gas prices. The right was really complaining about it, and they were blaming the administration. But here we have exactly what Biden went out on TV and told everyone was happening. These companies are just making
OPEC.
record profits on you.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's them.
It's OPEC. They
Who are you going to
determine-
believe, them or
They
your lying
don't-
eyes?
The
That's what they
president.
say.
Can we repeat this very slowly and very clearly? The President of the United States does not determine the price of gasoline around the world. It is a commodity. It is
Rubs the lotion
traded.
on its skin or else
So-
gets the hose again.
Enough of the
Yes.
bullshit. You should have said that.
Fuel prices were through the roof everywhere.
You should have said that because you have a deeper voice.
Yes.
Well, you did earlier.
Yes. Yes, earlier.
When we
Yes.
started our faux start, are you gonna leave it up?
When we did our full start, we were talking real bit like this here, and one of the things that I like to think about is the basket that I put the lotion into. It's really, really decorative, and I bought it with
There was a firefight!
So, I think
That's right, Princess.
we
It
should
gets so
kind of
visible.
talk about probably the most underreported story I think I've ever heard in my entire life, I've ever seen in my entire life, and that is this.
Why they canceled the McRib?
Yeah, that's it. That's it, dude. That's so it. Oh my god, it's so it. Like, are you serious?
Have you ever had a McRib? You
Negative.
Yeah, of course.
Are you kidding me? Fuck.
The look on your face was just so
I
wrong.
cook
Like,
fucking.
"Nay." Nobody knows what a McRib is actually made of, but it's
Because it's disgusting,
Oh,
and we're
it
not
is.
going to talk
It's
about it on our
horribly
fucking
disgusting.
show
You
when
can
we're
eat
talking
the
about
ribs.
politics.
You eat the
Totally
ribs.
interrupted
I know.
what I was
It's
going to say,
terrible.
but no, fuck
I'm
it.
sorry.
Go ahead, say what you want to say.
I did.
Now you
Fuck
go
it,
on.
man. Just stay away from my fucking lady friend.
What are you going to do?
Guns are now allowed in Congress.
Oh, great. That's super
Isn't that
fucking
fun?
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, super smart.
Playing it on the concept of allowing them to determine what makes you feel safe is what you're allowed to do, and that means to them that they're allowed to do. So they got rid of all
It's
the
like monkeys on cocaine wheeling AR-15s everywhere.
Yes.
That's what they are.
Well, it's worse than that. It's Lorian Boebert. Bobo's is out there with guns in Congress, and it was bad enough that she had her own gun-themed restaurant that gave everyone, made everybody sick allegedly.
Surprised she didn't shoot
But it
herself in the
definitely went
goddamn
under.
foot.
It doesn't exist anymore. It went under. The business doesn't exist. Ha ha ha.
And the
part's
best thing
true.
ever, and it is true, is that it was replaced by a Mexican restaurant.
Yes. Wasn't it a Mexican vegan place or
Schadenfreude,
something like that?
like you can't pay for that Schadenfreude.
You're tearing me apart!
You want to talk
fun,
about
fun.
serious shit yet or not?
Oh yeah, go for it. Yes.
Well,
Eat.
Because I know the
My-
topic that you want to bring
Sure.
up.
I
I'm going to let you
think
bring it up.
it's
Yeah.
the biggest story ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not being reported, as you can see right now. What are they talking about? Nothing. They're not talking about this on fucking mainstream media anywhere. It's a blip. It's a 90-second clip,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because most news you get is in a fucking 90-second clip.
The news to make you snooze.
That's why podcasts, individual podcasts, bigger people than us, we are just starting out.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe, thank you. And we are uncovering this whole thing with this McGONAGAL fucking douchebag who was in Russian. He was being paid by Russians to investigate Trump.
And Mango Mussolini even fake twittered about him on his false.
And he was leaking
social
all
media.
the information to the New York Times and all the other newspapers that there's no there. Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah. Now, it is coming out, and I cannot believe the mainstream media isn't. This is not the thing at the scroll at the bottom of the screen every fucking day, 24/7. You know, they concentrated on the horrible death of Tyree, and I understand that. But at the same time, this is a big, giant fucking story, and nobody, literally nobody, is covering it. I've been looking for it. I only find it on, Midas Touch or Glenn Kirshner or Mueller, She Wrote, or Tony Michael's podcast. These are the only. And how about the biggest one, Keith Olbermann, who really did a fabulous job on his podcast today. You can only find it on iHeartRadio. I highly recommend everybody go there and listen to Keith Olbermann. His take in the timeline and everything on this is spot on. And he's also taking it from somebody else I listened to, somebody named Greg O'Lear. He pronounces his name wrong on the fucking podcast.
Is it supposed to be this soft?
In Lincoln's Bible. Lincoln's Bible has been... She had an alias as Lincoln's Bible on Twitter for a long time.
Wait, what's the story?
Because she didn't want people to know who she was. The story is about this fucking McGONAGAL who's being paid by Russian operatives like Oleg Deripaska, who's connected directly to
Is that the broad that went to
Putin?
Went to jail for a little while and then got traded?
You're talking about your Russian spy girlfriend.
Olga?
I looked. It was Maria Butina.
There you go. That's
there
it.
Yep,
is. There it is.
She was the one who was dating that one dude from like the Overstock Empire, and she was fucking him, and he was all in the NRA. No, it was all the money in the NRA has been funneled through Russia. If anybody knows that. So anyway, so Greg Olear...
It's good to give stupid people guns.
Greg Olear, writes on Substack. And if you're, the thing about Substack is that you have to pay to read their articles. And it's like, if I wanted to pay for all the articles that I wanted to read, I'd be in fucking poverty. I can't. There's so many really smart people, but they've all been kicked off of mainstream media.
Right.
They're not allowed to go on MSNBC or CNN.
Well, that's because they have contracts with their own talking heads. And then they pay their talking heads to say something on a Friday night,
are
and
all
then Saturday morning they
now.
report it as if
they
it's
are
news.
all doing this independently.
Yeah.
Independently. They
I was
don't
just
have
ripping on
contracts. Oh, these people have contracts.
Yeah, I was ripping on them.
Yeah. The people on mainstream media.
Yeah.
By the way, we're pointing at the TV because
we're pointing at a TV over there. And what we're saying is that, like, on Friday nights, they'll have their contractual talking heads sitting around talking about something. Someone will make a quote about something. Then Saturday morning, the news people will come out and actually report that quote, quoting that person as if it's news.
And how about the Sunday
like
shows
where
they
news.
put on all these
it
fucking
yourself. It's
ignoramuses, all these politicians, and they just
Ignorami.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the correction. And
I just love that word.
No, it's a great word. And
it is. And very fitting.
Ignorami. And they just, on Monday morning, everybody's tearing them apart because everything they said was fucking a lie. It was goddamn wrong.
Yeah.
We always knew politicians lie, right?
Yeah, of course.
on both sides, and I would
We
say
know
that
that.
on both sides.
We know that.
Not so much.
All politicians are narcissists who are going to lie.
I would say not
to
so
get
much
power.
lately. I would say the Democrats have been way more transparent, way more...
I don't know if I'd say that, but I would say the right has become so flagrantly, like,
fucked up,
bastardistic as far as
fascistic,
their crazy lies.
Authoritarian.
They've got, Jorge Santos.
Kleptocracy.
Yes, very nice.
Now I learned it from last
Well
week. Oh
played.
my God.
Because I am not one of your fans.
God, I love that clip. I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of the Republican Party, and I grew up a Republican in a Republican house.
Yeah.
And I was told, and I was told and taught that you have to vote Republican.
I always hated both. I always tried to be independent, my whole life, and
there is no both
sometimes
sides
vote for
anymore.
a Green Party and all that kind of stuff.
Human
But
female?
There is no not anymore.
Recently, it's turned to, and the funny thing is, I think the thing that solidified me as a Democrat and being on the left wasn't so much the hatred of the right and some of the people in the right now. It was that hope and promise of change and everything from Obama. Obama's positivity and Obama's message and Obama's way of handling himself, his presidential ways. Yeah, he's probably a narcissist. He's probably a liar about a few things because he's a politician.
I wouldn't say he's a narcissist.
But
you
you know
cannot
something?
put Obama's narcissism in the same
Nowhere near.
in the same
No.
boat as Trump.
No, you can't.
Cannot.
You can't. It's nowhere near.
It's like putting me in the same boat as narcissism because I felt like I had to be a musician because I felt like, you know what I mean? Like
Well, you're
all
a
these
lead
other
singer,
things.
so.
No. But roll your eyes all you want. But I'm saying it's
joking.
like
those of you at home, I'm
everybody has a certain amount
This
of
is my
narcissism.
mind talking.
You do
Yes.
have to have a certain amount just to even protect
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But like, it's nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
In comparison.
I wouldn't even
fucking
call that
Donald
narcissist. I would call that such incredibly
that's what
beyond
I'm saying.
it.
You
It's
just
insane.
said Obama's
Yeah.
a narcissist.
No, I said Obama has a little bit of narcissism
No.
and has a little bit of that
I
politician
wouldn't
aspect.
even. No.
I
You
say
know what
every
it's called?
politician
Ambition.
has a little bit of that.
Ambition.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would agree with that.
It's
I would agree
ambition,
with that,
man.
yeah.
It's not called narcissism.
I call everybody narcissists. Anybody that's going to run
Well,
as a
see,
politician.
that's where you're wrong. Because
Anybody
I
that's
grew up with narcissists in my household.
Yeah.
And when I saw Donald Trump, I was like, holy fucking shit, we are in deep fucking trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely the deep end of the pool.
No, I'm talking like serious sociopathic,
Yeah.
really bad, not giving a two shits. Obama cared about people.
Yes.
You cannot be a narcissist and care about people. That's the difference. You have empathy. If you have empathy, you cannot be a narcissist.
He had empathy, but he wanted the power
It's
of the
called
position.
ambition.
And I liked the guy.
It's funny, you call a black man as a narcissist and a white man, what?
Way worse than narcissist is what I call the
No,
white guy.
wait
on
a
that.
minute. You cannot
Yeah.
say that black man didn't have just ambition
I
and call him a narcissist.
I did say
compare him
it
to
was
Trump.
ambition, and
I'm
but
sorry,
I
I
did
have
say
to
that there was
fucking
some.
disagree with you 110 fucking percent on this one.
I said before that I feel that every single politician.
It's just like every fucking politician calling, that woman politician like Hillary Clinton, she's a fucking narcissist. She's a fucking bitch. Oh, why? Because she speaks the truth? Because she says what's right?
I didn't bring anything up about Hillary.
No, but
I
what
said
I'm
all
saying is
politicians
they
have
say
a
the
certain
same
level of
thing
it.
about women as they said about Barack Obama because he's black.
But
when
I'm not
all
saying
these
it because of
motherfuckers...
any-
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying because
How about
any
Donald
politician.
Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz?
Insane.
You don't think that these motherfuckers
insane.
are fucking have serious psychological fucking problems?
I just said they're insane.
Then don't call Barack Obama a narcissist. Do you see what I mean?
I didn't call him well, I did say
You
that he had
did-
narcissism.
I don't. What I'm saying
that he had a certain
it's
level of
not,
narcissism.
When you
Every
say that,
politician
you're
does.
equivocating this too.
No,
and you
I'm
can't
not.
equivocate.
I'm not. There's a
You
scale
are
that
equivocating.
doesn't. I'm not equivocating. There's
I'm
a scale.
sorry.
There's a scale there that
You
you've
call
got
him a narcissist.
Yes.
You are equivocating him to Donald Trump.
If somebody
not
wants to
call
be a politician,
No.
they want that power. They want that power over people. There's a certain
they-
aspect.
there's-
It doesn't mean they're evil. It doesn't turn them
I
into
don't think
Dr.
they
Evil, and it
want
doesn't
to-
make them like Donald Trump.
They want to make a change.
Yes,
they want
that's
to do
fine.
something good for the fucking country. There's a difference between
there's-
wanting something good for the country
And I'm not saying
wanting
there isn't a
ultimate
difference.
power.
And I'm not
if you
saying they're the
watch
same.
Donald Trump's last fucking video
Mm-hmm.
that he just posted on fucking Truth Social that I just
Yeah.
saw,
Yeah.
you would shit yourself because it's totally fucking anti-American.
I get you. But
way anti-American.
every politician wants the power of that position.
Anybody who is on a stage has to have a certain amount of
Yes.
narcissism.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I have
look
narcissism
at
on the stage.
John Bon Jovi.
I'm gonna use me.
I look at
I'm a narcissist when I go on stage.
you because
But I'm not like Donald Trump, am I? He's a
then
whole different type of
that's
narcissist.
why you can't equivocate
Obama's
the
got
two.
my kind of narcissism.
I'm sorry, Brian. You cannot call
Die.
the same two people
I'm not.
narcissists.
No.
I'm
Everybody
saying
has
there's a whole different
You
scale.
can't.
Anyone hear me?
You can't.
I can hear you through
I
the
can
room,
hear you, but I
can't
don't
hear
give
you
a
through the
fuck
mic.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because I've been studying this since college. I've been studying narcissism because
Hello.
I realized
Now
that
I can
I
hear you,
grew up in a narcissistic household.
Right, okay.
And I realized what the fuck was going on.
Donald
And it
Trump
didn't-
just... Hey, Die, listen.
Hold on.
No.
I knew about
Donald
narcissism
Trump,
before fucking Donald
Yes,
Trump.
yes, yes,
Can
yes,
I
yes,
fucking
yes.
finish my
and
sentence?
Donald Trump put it to a new level. So, that's it. Everyone has it. I have it. Brian has it.
I definitely
It's
you have
also
it.
called
Yeah.
self-preservation. You have a
Sure.
little narcissism
Yeah.
in yourself because you're like, oh, I
Yes.
need to like take care of myself
Yes.
in whatever it is.
I'm not saying he was a bad narcissist.
And I would,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't even
there's
call it
good
narcissism. It's just called self-care. What the fuck?
Hey, I'm the best producer here, so.
Then I'll say that he's a self-carer. And he was good for everyone else.
He
And
wanted
I
real change.
voted
He
for him,
wanted
and
to
he's
help.
the
Yeah,
re-
yeah.
And I said
wanted
when
to
I started
help.
this, he's the reason that made me a left-winger.
He wanted to help the country.
Yeah. So I'm
But
not
when
talking
you call
against
him
him.
a narcissist, it really strikes a chord in me because I've been studying this for 25, 30 years now.
Okay.
50,
Okay.
50 how many years?
Well, I have been witness to it in my own household, and that's what made me so. When I got in college and I took Psychology 101, I was like, you just opened my fucking eyes to a whole bunch of shit that was going on that I didn't realize how to put it in words. Do you know what I mean? Like, I knew it was
Right.
there. I didn't know how to put it in words. And then I was like, holy shit. This is what I was growing up with. This is what I was dealing with my entire fucking life. Are you fucking kidding me? It was right there in a psychology book and I just didn't know it. I don't know. It was a eye-opening experience for me, and because of that, as soon as Trump came on the scene, my red lights were blinking. They were all going off like this. Going,
Your
this
gaydar?
motherfucker is
Yeah.
a fucking nightmare, and he's gonna ruin
So
our
he's
country.
far more of a megalomaniac.
Oh yeah, I mean
than anything
worse,
else. Yeah.
worse than anything I grew up with in my own household. 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times worse than what I grew up with in my own household. There are words for those, for what he is. He's also a fucking drug addict, and I don't know. Okay, satire. Put up the satire. You know, during his speeches, we would see white shit flying out his fucking nose, and you're going to tell me
Those are boogers.
he's not fucking sniffing Adderall like every Adderall addict that I've ever seen. How many rock bands have I been in? How many fucking addicts have I seen in a fucking rock band? You think I don't know what a fucking addict looks like? An addict? A rapist? A liar? Every fucking thing on the fucking planet that would be antithetical to the fucking presidency of the goddamn United States. And we find out now that this Russian spy piece of shit who buried the Russia investigation in New York City, we're just finding this out now in 2023 when we could have found this out in goddamn 2016. I'm fucking pissed. I fucking want the DOJ to do something. At least fire this guy.
If Merrick Garland doesn't come up with a big binder.
How about this? How about Mike Flynn?
The whole world
Mike Flynn was in PSYOPs in our fucking goddamn military, right? That's what he did for a living. Now he's using PSYOPs like QAnon on the entire fucking United States public. You know what I mean? Those are the people
but with
who
Flynn,
believe
it's
in
only
him.
working on the
But
QAnon,
guess
which
what?
is only like, what,
They
8%?
need to court-martial him. They need to pull him back in. This is a thing that they can do. They need to say, okay, we're going to reinstate you, and then what we're going to do is we're going to court-martial you, and we're going to fucking prosecute you for treason and espionage.
And then
no,
Trump
because Trump pardoned him.
I know. What did Trump pardon him for that he was found guilty of already?
Look at this asshole. Bill Barr, fucking goddamn motherfucker. Another motherfucker he fucking pardoned.
Yeah. He was loose and crazy with his pardons. Yeah. He had a local guy that was incredibly corrupt here in Detroit. Kwame Kilpatrick was pardoned by
We
Donald
have
Trump.
to stay vigilant.
4,500
we have to
Taliban
stay
were
focused
pardoned by Donald
on
Trump.
not all these little fucking stories here and there and all the little fucking bullshit. We need to stay on top of why. Why? After an insurrection 2 years ago, why has nobody been held accountable? All the boots, none of the fucking suits. I'm pissed. I'm fucking tired. I'm tired of screaming the same fucking thing into the air because, now that we've been doing a podcast, now I'm doing it in a microphone, but I was screaming in the air before we started this going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why isn't anybody being held accountable? I don't get it. I don't understand when we have so much evidence.
Do we still sound lower, Tony?
I like your style, dude.
Just wanted to check on that.
We have shit piles of fucking evidence against all these assholes and nothing's been done.
Nothing.
If Merrick Garland can't do it,
Nothing.
you know what? Guess what? When we want to prosecute George Santos for lying his fucking ass off, he's going to want a special prosecutor.
It's not going to happen. I don't see
Everyone's going to, I want a special prosecutor. And it's going to delay and take time and all the fucking bullshit and expenses out of our fucking government. And I'm tired of it. I want accountability. It's. Aren't you done?
Oh, I was done a long time ago.
Aren't you pissed?
Release your anger.
Yes.
See, I've been pissed since Donald Trump. You've been pissed for a long time. You think it's all on both sides.
I started off with it all on both sides, but as soon as Obama came about, then I really dedicated to the left. And that's when I really kind of...
Because the right was blocking Obama every goddamn good thing he wanted to do.
And that became very apparent very quickly. Yeah. Very apparent.
Because the racist, cocksucking, motherfucking, white supremacist, toe jam licking, earwax sucking motherfuckers from hell. Nazis.
I can't go so far as to call them Nazis simply because I have a Jewish family that I married into, and I know people who had the numbers tattooed on them, so I can't really use the term Nazis.
Even close.
They're Nazis. They want to be Nazis. They want to bring our fucking country back to You know, we're in 2023. The Holocaust or the World War II or whatever this fucking shit started in fucking 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost 100 years away from it. They say history repeats itself. And why does it repeat itself? It repeats itself every 100 years after the people who went through it have died off. And that's what we are exactly going through right now. They're trying to bring back fascism. Absolutely. And if you can't, I don't know.
Well, the famous quote is, when fascism comes to the United States, it won't be wearing jackboots and pointy hats. It will be wearing...
wrapped in an American flag and holding a Bible.
There you go.
We've heard it for a long fucking time.
Ron DeSatan is setting
and guess
itself
what?
up a wonderful
it's
little
exactly
fascist...
what we're fucking seeing.
Ron DeSatan in Florida is setting up himself a wonderful little fascist camp down there in America's Dick.
But you know what it is, Bri? I really think this too, because I run my household. I know about how much the groceries cost. I know about this. I know, and guess what? There are kitchen table issues that are not being addressed, but I think they haven't been addressed, like education and civics. And everything being taken out of schools and art and da-da-da-da and all those things being taken out of schools. And they've defunded education, so people are dumb. They've dumbed down America.
Yeah.
And I don't mean this. No, hold on. Let me finish my statement.
I know what you're saying.
They've dumbed down America, and everybody's so concerned now because we don't get paid enough money to worry about what's going on in Washington, D.C. We're so worried about paying our own bills and making sure that, when it snows here in Michigan, we have to plow our own goddamn sidewalks or we get a fucking ticket from the fucking city. You know what I mean? Like that kind of bullshit that we're constantly bombarded with. And I feel like I had this epiphany the other day. I'm like, this shit has been going on for 50 years. 50, 60 years. Soon as blacks got the right to vote, they started shutting that shit down. In many, many ways. Defunding education, schools.
Segregation came about because of it,
Schools. Defund all the black schools.
Yeah.
So these kids can't get an education. And then you get all these movies. How about you know, you're a movie buff and I'm a movie buff. The last 20 years, can you name me a movie where the FBI was a good guy? Because most of them...
Point Break. I am an FBI agent.
Okay.
Keanu Reeves.
Point Break.
Yes.
But... look at the lengths he had to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Every other movie that you look at
nothing produced in the last 15 years is... the FBI are bad guys in everything for the last 15 years.
And how about all these superhero movies? Superhero movies where there's going to be
they sell.
a Robert Mueller who's going to save us from the universe. There's a Spider-Man or Superman going to save us from the... You know what I mean? Like
someone's going to step in and save
right,
us instead of you actually
us,
having to do something
instead
yourself.
of us.
Yeah.
Instead of us, the American public, the voters,
the obliviates
of America. And I gotta fucking say something too. The fucking Americans who are eligible, who can vote, who don't vote, I want to give a big double fuck you in the air. Fuck you for not being engaged. We all have to become more engaged.
Well, you know why that happens.
They push us away to not be engaged.
That happened specifically because of what you said earlier, which is the dumbing down of America. And, you know, there's a big step that happened. There was a big campaign that happened. I don't know if you caught it or not, but this went on, and I said to myself at the time, this is very dangerous. And how it was applied is fun, because they dropped the second half of it off. Mike Rowe was kind of the spokesman for this whole campaign about how you don't need to go to college for 4 years. You just need to have a good trade skill, which is absolutely true if you take the whole statement. But unfortunately, what a lot of people heard and only acted on was the first half of the statement. You don't need a 4-year education. Mm-hmm. And then they didn't go out and get a trade skill, and they didn't go out and get something else that was equivalent, and they didn't get something that was contributing, and they're now the loads that we have to help pay for with all of the social programs that they hate so much.
Get me a beer too, Tony.
We have to deal with all that, specifically because these people are idiots now because they would not go through the 4-year college. They don't go to college anymore. Nobody's going to college anymore.
They barely graduated
and it's
from
all
high
because
school.
Of that. I know.
I mean, if you
we
think
have
about
congressmen who don't. Lauren Boebert is a GED holder. Marge Three Toes, I've never seen her college degree. I don't even know if she has a high school diploma.
I don't even know if George Santos is a fucking citizen of this country. Can I get a beer, babe?
Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't get me one for me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wow.
Oh, what a dick. Oh. No, but I totally agree with you. We have got dumb fucks. Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene yesterday?
Squatch sighting.
On the floor asking questions.
Yes, asking questions about $5.1 billion going to one elementary school. Nobody
She's
stopped
so
her.
Fucking dumb.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, it's
It
so
is
dumb.
So awesome.
And for the next 2 years, we're going to watch this fucking stupidity.
Yes.
Because they're so fucking dumb.
Yes, I love
And I
it.
hope it sinks into
She's
regular
gonna say, she's going to say the
Republicans.
dumbest shit in the next couple of years. And she's going to get kicked off that committee. In 2 years, we're going to retake the...
Oh,
that.
did you hear
She's
the
gonna help.
rebuttal? Oh, my God. It was so
AOC?
goddamn good.
AOC?
Well, I played the AOC thing before we started.
Yeah.
But, no, Matt Gaetz, 5 had...
Alleged child sex trafficker, Matt Gaetz?
Yeah, we
I said
call him-
alleged.
What do we call him, Tony? I
Not in the
forget the
30
name.
seconds, you
I said
die.
alleged.
You come back in, he dies.
I forget what's Stephanie Miller call him. I can't remember.
Oh, super forehead.
No, that dude has a 5 head.
I call him
That's more of a
5 head.
6 head, really. It's like Mina Suvari.
He's such a fucking smug ass douchebag.
You know what he is? Look at a picture of Butthead and put it up next
Yes,
to Matt
he looks
Gaetz.
exactly
They
like-
look
yes.
identical. It's hilarious.
It's kind of a combination of Butthead and Beavis and Butthead.
A little bit,
Combo.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
a
kind
little
of
bit.
Human female?
And
human
no,
female?
he proposed a bill or whatever that they say the Pledge of the Allegiance before every. You know, they always have a prayer, and then now they want to do the
Which they shouldn't.
Pledge of the Allegiance. You know, separation of church and state. The prayers never stopped, but now he wants to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and I forget which congressperson it was, but it was a Democrat and a dude, and he was like, "Yeah, well, I think if you want to say the Pledge of Allegiance on the floor of the House, then you should not be an insurrectionist."
Yes.
Or accused of being an insurrectionist. You should not want to overturn the 2020 election.
It's over.
And all of it is absolutely true.
Yes.
And the thing about it is, what I think, because if you don't pay attention to politics every fucking day like I do, the Democrats right now are really actually working against fascism, authoritarianism, kleptocracy that the Republicans want to do. They want to turn this fucking world, our country, back into the fucking Handmaid's Tale.
They do.
Back to fucking 1950s and even worse.
A 1950s that never existed.
Worse.
A
Even
1950s
worse.
that didn't exist.
Yes. Even worse.
Yeah. Did you hear
And when
Maxine Waters today?
I did hear her clip.
The goddess, Maxine Waters, who can take down the entire rights argument with one-word responses. That was epic. That was
I know. Can
wonderful.
we play it? Tony, can you look for it?
I loved
Tony,
it,
you can't go to
that
Google.
Was so brilliant.
You can't go to Google and look
Stepping
for
in,
Maxine Waters.
the right time, the
today.
right moment, and she just stepped in and smacked him.
See,
with
this
it.
is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to play clips like that, and then you
She's
and I
a
could
representative of California. Are we sure she's not from Detroit? That was a very Detroit moment. That was wonderful. That was
I heard
wonderful.
the clip on Stephanie Miller today.
I clapped. I clapped when I heard it. The one-word response was beautiful. That
And
was
also AOC's response today. I had to be like, you know what?
I couldn't hear that until I was on the drive home. So, yeah, I only get these weird little pockets that I'm able to, jump in and, listen to stuff and actually watch stuff.
Sure.
And the
See,
drive
you
home,
have a day
so
job.
heard
I
AOC.
don't. I can just hear this shit all day.
Well, I heard AOC on the drive home. So I heard, and I knew that she would be impassioned. AOC is somebody that we
and you have a
respect
minute.
and represent.
You have a minute. So
Yeah.
you know that you have to get all this information out in 1 minute.
The bill
Right.
shall
Yeah.
be and controlled by the chair
Okay.
and
Just look for Maxine.
Well, they're looking for it. And while they're looking for it, I'm a little upset that the zombies haven't risen because yesterday night, the Green Comet came by for the first time. It's going to be around for a month, so I'm still hoping that there's going to be sloshing. But there's a Green Comet that's come. A Green Comet has come by that is now visible. To
like NASA,
people.
like in space.
Yes.
I thought you were talking
Astronomy.
about the fucking.
Real astronomy.
Okay.
Real astronomy. There's a Green Comet that came in. And here's a fascinating bit for everyone that I think is really fascinating. Who knows? There you go. When a comet is moving towards the sun, right, the tail moves away from the sun. It makes sense. Here's the comet, here's the tail trailing off of it, right? Now, as the comet circles the sun, as it moves away from the sun, the trail still moves away from the sun. So now it's in front of it. After it circles the sun, the trail of the comet can be in front of it.
I'm kind of not understanding what you're saying.
Okay.
So, okay, this lighter is the comet.
Yes.
This is the trail off the comet.
Yes.
This is the sun.
Yes. As it's approaching the sun, the trail is always
going
away
like
from the
this.
sun. Always away from the sun.
It's not going like this.
It's going like that as it approaches it and as it leaves it.
Okay, so what are you trying to say?
The trail is always facing away from it. So even as it starts, as the lighter moves away from the sun,
So it's always
the trail
going
is
like
still
this.
facing away from the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of cool?
Well,
you would think it was because of the
I
speed
thought you were
or
saying
something.
differently,
Like
but
it was
I was
trailing
like, how
behind
could
it.
that be? Because
Half the time it trails in
fucking
front of
rays
it.
the sun are going like this.
But it's blasting the shit past it. So half the time, the trail of a comet is in front of it, and half the time the trail of a comet is behind it. It's not a speed thing. It's whether or not it's facing the sun.
How can a trail be in front of it?
The trail is in front of a comet every time that the comet is leaving the sun, because here's the comet, here's the trail.
Oh, because of gravity?
As it comes in, it does this. It's because of the solar winds. It's because of the solar winds and the heat blowing
And
things
would
past
it. Would
it.
be gravity too, or
A little bit of that, a little bit of gravity, but it's mostly the solar winds and it's mostly the heat coming off of the sun. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I love all the pictures that we're getting from NASA and like from space and stuff. I love that shit. I think it's so fucking cool.
I hope Bezos isn't bullshitting us.
And you know what's funny?
Because it's a good idea to do manufacturing in space. That's his whole idea.
When Tony and I don't want to hear any more about fucking politics or anything like that, we put on like old school Star Trek episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just like, escape for a minute?
How cool is the Spock introspective
right,
moment where they
Maxine
pull
Waters.
out that.
You guys want Maxine
guitar.
Waters?
Yes, we want Maxine Waters.
Bow, 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 bow.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Let's hear Maxine.
Okay.
A woman from California is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
I don't think this is it.
The gentlewoman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to oppose H.R. Res 9.
No, this is her talking
Resolution
against
9.
Omar. No, it was a thing there where someone was, she was in front of one of these new committees, and they were asking her about, well, let me ask you about this. You've got Vladimir Putin, you've got Kim Jong-un, and you've got this other, and you've got Xi Jinping and over in China.
Big thing
What do they all
yesterday.
have in common? What do they all have in common? And she slayed them with one word response. She just looked at him and said, Trump.
Dictators.
Trump. That's what they all have in common. Trump loved those guys, and they
there were
loved
so
him.
many great clips from that yesterday.
Yeah.
That
was the one that I was
There was a
discussing-
dude that I
talking
don't
about.
even know what his name is, but he was like, why... He didn't say
got
why
it.
the
I
fuck,
got
but I was
it.
about to
Hold
say,
on.
why the fuck isn't Vladimir Putin on this list when he put Kim Jong-un
Yeah.
and all these other fucking dudes? And you even put Hitler, the right wing is putting Hitler on the list of people they want to denounce when it happened ages ago. And so now, but they won't put Vladimir Putin on the fucking
All
list?
right, I got
Hey,
it.
tell
Like,
me
I
about
don't
it.
even know what the fucking thing is. I don't even know what this is. This is what I woke to up on.
It was bipartisan bill. And
Stephanie
the fact that this isn't passing on suspension just says everything about my friends across the aisle, that you can't condemn socialism.
Here it is.
I mean, in your opening remarks, you were talking about Putin, Kim Jong-un, and Xi. You know what they all have in common, right?
She.
Trump.
There you go.
North Korea,
Thank you,
China,
Maxine.
and Russia.
He loves Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Where has he been for the
Thank you,
past
Maxine.
They fell in
Thank you,
love.
Maxine.
They fell
I'm sorry.
in love. They had they wrote love letters. I fell in love.
You do
with
not mess
Kim
with Maxine
Jong-un.
Waters, yes. Oh, he
I
loves my
love
tiny
it
hands.
because all these
My
the
tiny hands work
Republicans
so good for him.
are sticking their fucking foot in their mouths, and the Democrats are coming back at them
All right,
with
one more time. One more
what
time.
they've said in the
One more
last
time?
couple of years and all the shit they've
We're going
done.
to try it again. Here we go.
And the fact that this isn't passing on suspension just says everything about my friends across the aisle, that you can't condemn socialism. I mean, in your opening remarks, you were talking about Putin, Kim Jong-un, and Xi. You know what they all have in common, right?
Trump.
Trump? North Korea, China, and Russia.
He loves Kim Jong-un.
Yes, where,
Yes.
They fell in love.
Yes.
They wrote love letters.
Yes.
Can you? I mean, I'm sorry. When I heard Donald Trump say,
Everybody freeze.
"We fell in love," he did say that.
Yeah.
We fell in love. Are you fucking kidding me?
You're talking about Yam Tits, who has recently been videoed sitting at the buffet at his shitty golf motel in Florida, doing this
Oh yeah,
for YMCA.
yeah.
This somehow spells YMCA.
Does
I don't
he
know.
even know what
Can he spell?
YMCA means? Does he know the meaning of the song? I don't think he does, because if he knew what the meaning of the song was, he wouldn't
Young
play it.
man,
It rubs the lotion
there's a
on
place
its
you
skin
can
or
go.
else it
I
gets the
said,
hose
young
again.
man,
He has no clue.
you can suck a big
clue.
toe. I said, young man.
all you gotta say
Oh,
is
God, he has no
Hunter
clue.
Biden's laptop.
And it's his fucking go-to song every time.
It is because it's the only thing he knows how to spell. Because it's kind of there in the name. That's-
God, it's a freaking nightmare,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
And I just, I don't know. We're kind of in the last, 25 so minutes. And
13.
I just want to you know, we touched on the McGONAGAL thing, but we didn't really.
We touched
talk about
McGONAGAL.
it. You know, we got.
I didn't want to touch my McGONAGAL.
You got. I'm just trying to talk about the people who are involved in all this shit. You got Bill Barr, Donald Trump, Roger Stone, Michael
the usual
Flynn,
suspects.
Oleg Deripaska,
Kaiser Sose,
Manafort. I mean, Brian, do you not want to be serious about this? I mean, do you not?
No, I just threw in a
I know
fun
you're
name.
saying
Just
Kaiser
for fun.
Sose, and I understand it's funny and
No,
and whatever.
it's a reference to usual suspects.
I
Because it's all
understand
these
that,
usual
but guess
suspects, yeah.
what?
It's all these same guys.
You're
every time
taking the sub again. Oh, it's usual suspects. Now we're supposed to talk about usual suspects and not talk about this.
No, I just threw it in. Yeah, talk about it. Yeah, go for it.
You talk about it.
Funny. I'm just trying to bring a little funny. That's why
There
I'm
is
here.
no funny in this.
Okay.
This is seriously fucked up. I don't know. Do you not think it's seriously fucked up?
Of course it's seriously fucked up, but I think everything is open for some kind of humor.
Out of it.
So trying to bring the funny is why I'm here. That's why you brought me on.
Oh, there's nothing funny about this one.
Say hello to my little
This is serious shit.
But it's all these usual guys. It's all the same guys that we see every single time. And these are the guys that, of course, we need to take down, that, of course, are the evil guys, that, of course, are the nasty assholes. We know that.
So where's
I'm saying
your
that these
outrage?
are the
Where's
same
your
guys.
where's your call to Merrick Garland, DOJ, wake the fuck up?
I thought I just said it. I thought I just said that these guys are all the usual assholes that we need to lock up, we need to take care of.
Life does not stop and start at your convenience, you miserable piece of shit.
No, I'm and the thing about it is, I think the reason why I keep coming back to it. Look at there. You don't see any
I can
of
be
it.
a real serious bitch.
New
You
wave
don't
of
see
Santos
it.
lies sparkouts.
You don't see it on the media, on mainstream media. They're not covering this story.
Mm-hmm.
This is a massive, massive fucking story. Another reason why I want you to listen to Keith Olbermann. Listen to Keith Olbermann just before you come to the show. You'd be like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? Because, you know, Keith Olbermann's been kicked off CNN and MSNBC and all these because he's been speaking the truth to Bush and Trump for a long fucking time, and they don't like it. Why? Because the right wing owns all the fucking corporations. We know this.
Right.
If you don't know this, do a little fucking research, you insignificant, because I don't know how to help you if you don't know this.
You said it, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
If you don't know that, I don't know how to help you. I honestly don't. It's
okay.
The right wing has taken over our media.
Mm-hmm.
Today,
Goddamn right I did!
Keith Olbermann's, please listen to it on iHeartRadio.
I will try to. I'll listen to it this weekend for sure.
No. You need to listen to it every day.
I can't.
You're being very undue.
It's a 30-minute episode. You can't listen to it?
No, I don't have 30 minutes a day to do my
You
own
don't have
shit.
30 minutes?
The only time I have to myself is when I'm running on the treadmill in the basement. That's when I have my time to watch my shows and do my stuff. So I have an hour and a half a day that I can do my
Hour
stuff.
and a half. You can't dedicate.
You want me to give you 1/3 of my time?
Just do his opening. Just do his opening, not the whole show. Just do the first.
I can look into the opening.
The first third of his show.
Okay. And then we want to talk about that?
Well, what I'm saying is this motherfucker has been calling out Trump and all these right-wing assholes for a long fucking time. He puts all this shit together. He's been ripped off. They won't hire him on mainstream media. And he talks about that mostly in his third segment of his show of how he, you know, got Rachel Maddow on the show, and he helped all these other fucking people, and he's a fascinating guy, and you just got to listen to his show.
Okay.
Just saying. Like, if there's any of the, out of all the shows that I listen to, he's most consolidated and knowledgeable, eloquent, fascinating, and a great storyteller all at the same time. Like, this guy should be in Lawrence O'Donnell's position. He should be in Rachel Maddow's position. He should be out there. People.
Maddow's only doing the specials now, right?
Oh, she's only doing Monday nights, and it's a fucking. Last week's episode that I asked you to listen to, which you didn't. You would know that he wrote a letter to Rachel and said, "Please don't cut your show down because we need you, especially now." While these fucking right-wing motherfuckers are trying, because your journalism and your insight and the way you approach the news during primetime TV is so fucking important to our country right now. You can't quit. And she quit anyway. So do
She's
what?
not my special
A
lady.
fucking
She's my fucking lady
podcast?
friend. I'm just helping her conceive, man.
And then all
But what's the subject of her podcast?
MSNBC
Isn't it a
ratings
good podcast?
all went down. Her lead-in went down. Chris Hayes went down, and her lead-out went down. MSNBC and CNN are in serious fucking decline. MSNBC and CNN. Can I not be interrupted one more fucking time? CNN and MSNBC have less ratings than Fox News Tucker Carlson show. That should scare the fuck out of all of us. There is no liberal, true media. It's all right-wing skewed media. We are being fed this every fucking day. And that's why I think it's important that people like us and the people that I listen to that you don't have a chance to keep spewing the truth, because if we don't know, I don't know who the fuck else is gonna do it. And I don't do it as eloquently and as knowledgeable as people like Rachel Maddow. I'm a goddamn artist and I'm a musician, but I'm fucking pissed at where our country is going, and I'm fucking pissed that nobody's paying attention. Especially the media.
I think some people are paying attention. I don't think it's as many as we would like, and I think the crazy right-wingers who I vision as 8 to 11% tops of America are really getting this screaming voice of like 90% of the right. I'm hoping for a day where the moderates can start sitting down and working together and get shit done for the American people.
The problem is that all the left-wing media, what we call CNN, MSNBC, go to all the delis in fucking Arkansas and ask them, why'd you vote for Trump? How about, why'd you vote for Biden? What's Biden doing? Why don't you go to the fucking delis now and be like, oh, they're not doing that anymore. It's all coverage of right-wing, and what are they mad about today? Instead of what the left is doing for Americans.
It's a big problem.
And their fucking pocketbook and the fucking groceries. You know, I don't see anybody ever. Oh, eggs are up. Eggs are up.
The left is always on the defense.
Eggs are up. How about nobody ever says there's goddamn avian flu that wiped out goddamn 50 million goddamn chickens?
Because the left is always on the defense. This is why I love
because they're
Pete Buttigieg.
owned by people who are on the right wing.
This is why I love Pete Buttigieg. If you listen to him, anybody that tries to attack him, he's got a great logical response for them in a very calm manner. The guy knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about, and he's going to be bringing those things up. But he's probably the only one that I'm seeing on the left that does that. This is a big flu on the left. I'm not seeing
I have to
enough
disagree.
of the left to be aggressive to get out in front of things. I'm seeing the left being defensive.
Adam Schiff and...
They're not running. Is Adam Schiff running? Is Adam Schiff going to be potentially running?
Is Pete Buttigieg running?
Well, they're wondering
Schiff
right
is
now
running
if
for Senate. Yes,
Schiff's running for Senate, and they're wondering as to whether or not Buttigieg is going to announce that he's going to run if Biden allows them to open it up, or if he's going to run for Debbie Stabenow's position.
Do you think?
Because that's
America
why they moved to
is ready for
Michigan.
a gay president.
Damn Skippy. Yes.
Negative.
Yes.
They won't vote for a woman. You think they're going to vote for a fag? I'm sorry.
I'm voting for all of them, and I wouldn't call them
Tony gave me...
That's very offensive.
Tony,
fag is something that they
Tony
use as a
gave
burner.
me a huge eye-opening, and he said the same thing. He said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You think these right-wing motherfuckers are going to vote for a woman? They look at Buttigieg as a fag, and I'm sorry to use that language, but that's what they view him as.
Yeah.
I'm pro-gay. I'm pro everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with people. I'm not anti-LGBTQ. Let me just preface that. But when they look at him, they only see that he's married to a man. And all they see is them having sex. Just like they're obsessed with genitals of children who are 0.001% of our fucking population. And I'm talking about trans people.
Okay.
Okay. Gay population's probably bigger. I don't know what the statistics are on that. But I don't really fucking care.
I have a question about all
Problem
of it.
is, I don't care. They care too much. They care way too much about what I'm doing with my body
solution.
as a woman.
Yeah.
They don't want me to have contraceptives. They don't want me to have an abortion. They don't want me to have any rights. They don't want black people to have voting rights. They don't want black people to... They want black people to be easily shot on the fucking streets. They don't give two fucking shits.
Yeah.
They've been absolutely fucking silent on this Tyree thing.
And I have a theory as to a way that we can alleviate a lot of the whole trans aggression and a lot of the whole LGBTQ aggression about things. One of the biggest arguments I've always heard, and this is not a joke, this is not me being funny. One of the biggest arguments I've always heard is that, would you want someone who calls themselves a woman but has a man's parts in the woman's restroom with your daughter? And my answer has always been, why in the ever-living fuck do we have stalls that don't have full bottom-to-top doors, walls, the whole thing? Put me in a fucking water closet, which is what the Brits call it, when you have a toilet and a door. Put me in a little thing that I can close the fucking door, and I don't care. Nobody can look over it. Nobody can look over it. Nobody can look under it.
Ladies' rooms.
Hey, we're gonna
ladies' rooms do that.
Ladies' rooms don't have a urinal on the
I'm talking
wall
about
where
the
you
stall.
have to whip out your dick in front of everybody.
I never use that.
There's a fucking stall.
Yeah, I don't want to make them jealous.
Ladies' rooms have that, but
well, we have
they make the
stalls.
ladies' rooms the same size as the men. Go to a nightclub.
So you have
I'm in a
space
nightclub.
underneath and space over the top.
I'm in a nightclub,
Yeah.
right? And
it is 7:01.
and it's fucking packed, right? It's
Yeah.
midnight. There's a line in the ladies' room wrapped around the corner.
Yeah.
And the dudes go in and out. How do they go in and out? Because they're literally peeing in a fucking trough.
Yes.
Or fucking peeing in a fucking
At the-
urinal. And
at the
it takes
Red-
no fucking time.
At the Red Wings games, there's a trough. Yeah, you have to go up, and you can go on both sides around the trough, and you can just whip it out, and just nobody makes eye contact. Yeah. Well, most of us don't make eye contact.
Can you imagine if men had stalls?
We do have stalls. I go to the stalls.
Well, if you had a stall, but you only go to the stalls because you need to take a
No, I go to the stalls when I pee. Because I have a theory that if you've ever peed in the against a urinal in the harsh sunlight, you see how much splatters back. And I think that's gross as hell. So I go into a stall every time and I pee into the water because the water doesn't splash back nearly as much as peeing against the hard porcelain.
I'm gonna fucking barf thinking about that.
I don't do the trough. Plus I don't want to embarrass those guys.
It rubs the lotion on its
And
skin
you
or
want
else gets
to
the hose
start-
again.
We go to the bathroom different ways.
Yeah.
You want to start...
Everyone needs a water
Now
closet.
you want a law for
Everybody down on the
trans
ground.
people who are 0.001%
No,
of our...
for everyone, not just for them, not just because of them. I've always thought that we needed full stall doors and walls. Why in the fuck do we have the opportunity for some guy to come up, some creepy dude, to come into the stall next to me and look up over the top at me with a camera or something? And there's all kinds of shit on the interwebs about this. If you don't believe me, ask a 14-year-old to find it for you. So
I can't
it
imagine.
doesn't
Now you got
make
cell
any sense.
phones in a
It
men's
doesn't make
bathroom.
sense. Yes, and it doesn't make any sense to me that we don't have the full walls and the full door.
Now you have cell phones
We
in a
have
men's
the
bathroom.
technology. Yes, of course.
I haven't seen those videos, and I don't even want to think about it. It's so disgusting.
Men's, women's, everything. There's everything going on. We don't need stalls that don't have full walls and doors.
Just
that
like
is
a ladies'
antiquated.
room where there's...
We don't shit in the woods anymore.
Yeah.
We don't need leaves to wipe our ass. We don't need these partial fucking walls. We need the whole fucking thing. And by the way, assholes who fucking design these fucking things, put that door to the stall, make it swing out, motherfucker. Because when it swings in, I gotta straddle the fucking toilet to open the fucking thing.
Yeah.
There's my double fuck you.
All right, show's over.
All right, so
No, the show's not over. Show's not over.
we got final words. What do you got, Di?
Holy dog
What are your
shit.
final words for the day?
People, keep your eyes on the bigger picture.
It's a trap.
We are getting distracted and sidetracked by all these little fucking stories. Look at the bigger story. In 2016, Donald Trump was literally installed in the presidency in 2016.
He didn't even believe it at first.
And he was
That is
surprised.
Yes.
You see his face. Go back, look at the video. That motherfucker was surprised as fuck that he won. Because he had no fucking chance.
Yes.
And
He had no clue.
I am still to this day, it's 2016, 2023. We have had no movement from a fucking Department of Justice.
Merrick Garland.
And
what
I
are
am
you doing?
fucking
What are you doing, bro?
pissed. I'm pissed.
Yep.
That's my fucking conclusion. What do you fucking have to say, brah?
Well, you know I'm going to say something funny, so I'm going to say that every single time that a fish hits a wall, it says, damn. Thank you for listening so much to HBL Radio Nation. Listen to Hal Sparks over at Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide. And HBO Radio Nation, we're here every Thursday. We're the alt-right on your Thursday night. The anti-right on your Thursday night. We're the alt-right. We are the alt-right because we're the alternative to the right. That's what it is.
All our opinions are our own, and...
They are. And it's all satire for litigation purposes. HBL Radio Nation. All notes, concepts, and constructs are by Diane Russell and Brian P. Gallagher. The production, the engineering, and everything is done by Tony Russell. The music is done by William Gard Gaffney. Brought to you by wonderful independent people like us, specifically us. So
like and
join
subscribe.
us. Like and subscribe everywhere that you can. Follow us everywhere that you can. Do all the social media stuff with us that you can. And join us every single Thursday night. We're going to be back next week, 5:30.
We have a Twitter page.
Like
HBL Radio Nation.
HBL
Twitter.
Radio Nation on Twitter. And all the social media sites. We'll see you then. Enjoy. Have a great night. Thank you for listening.
Peace out. Surf's up, motherfuckers.